As usual, I am doing all of this as bare bones as possible. So we'll see how it goes. For those of you that are watching this for the first time or watching me for the first time, I'm Mickey Gousset. I'm a DevOps architect at GitHub, and my day job is to go out and help customers get more DevOpsy, whatever that might mean. What I've started trying to do is stream a little bit on Twitch, usually when I'm just trying to learn something, which is what I'm doing tonight. So it could be a lot of watching me hack around and fail. Could be we all learn something. You never know. Now, what I've been working on my past few streams is the talk I'm giving, an Intro to GitHub Actions talk that I'm giving at the Atlanta Code Camp on October 9th. So if you're in the Atlanta area on October 9th, there's a code camp going on where you can come learn from a ton of different really smart people and me about all kind of stuff, whatever you might want to learn about. So feel free to come join us. I'm also still kind of learning my way around this whole Twitch thing. So let's see. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that's helpful. So anyway, what I wanted to kind of play with a little bit tonight, or see if I could figure out, was integrating with GitHub with Slack. And my specific reason for wanting to do this was because if I go to the GitHub blog, I misspelled that, but that's okay. And you go to the changelog, or better yet, if we just do a quick search for Slack, then back on September 7th, we announced that deployment review notifications for Microsoft Teams and for Slack. So the idea here is when you have created a GitHub workflow and the workflow's running and you're using environments, and say you're doing approvals on those environments, apparently now with this integration, you can get those notifications, not just in email, but also in Slack or in Microsoft Teams. And I don't know if it doesn't look like I can approve necessarily from there, but I don't know. We're going to find out. I haven't messed with this integration. And we have Microsoft you can do it with Teams or Slack. I was going to start off with Slack because Slack is kind of what we use for the most part here in GitHub. But, that's kind of what I'm going to work on. Now, if you got any questions, if you join the stream and you have any questions about GitHub that you'd like to talk about, whether it's GitHub Actions related or not, feel free to ask. We can take this conversation in any direction we want to. But I'm going to, this is what I'm going to start playing with. So if we open up this link, this takes us to this blog, or not this blog, but this README file about the Slack integration. And this is an open source project that is in a public repo. Looks like it's going to walk us through how to install it. And then it looks like we can do all this different stuff, right? We can get notifications from our GitHub instance. We can see activity. We can see deployment information. Okay. So I started this a little while earlier today, and then I decided to stop because I thought, hey, maybe this will be something fun to stream tonight. But if we look at installing the application, then if we open up this link, this takes us to the app in Slack. Now, let's get signed in. And let's see if I can remember the information for the person that I created this for. Let's see, so this is going to be Mickey-Octodemo. at outlook.com. So we're going to sign in with our email. Oh, it's going to send me a code. That means I have to go log into my email. Hold on. We're going to do this over here where you don't necessarily have to watch me log into my email. That's odd. Oh, no, that's not odd. We need a, oops. So I'm logging into my email for those of you that are wondering. So just, hang tight for a second, or into my demo account. Yes. And so it should have sent me a code. And it did send me a code. Just for grins, I'll move this over here for a second and I will put that code in. And then you'll notice that it takes me back to that app directory, which is fine. So this is the GitHub app. And up here on the top are the different orgs or GitHub or Slack workspaces that I could potentially install this into. So this would have, I think, said install or something like that. So I have already installed it. I did that a little while earlier. So instead, let's go see if we can get Slack open. Cancel. Let's just open the browser. And so you can see that I've already added the GitHub app. And I have a channels folder. And in that channels folder, I've actually or that demos folder. Did I do it in the demos folder? I think I've already added this to the demos folder, but we'll see. So I've got I'm my Octodemo user, and we have added in the app. So we're making progress, right? So let's pull this out. So we install the app. After the app's installed, and once you add the integration to the relevant channels by saying invite GitHub, you'll see previews of links to GitHub issues, pull requests, and code. Okay, so invite GitHub. Interesting. So let's go back over here to Slack. And if I come down here and say, how does GitHub work? Bring your code to the conversation. Basically, you say /GitHub subscribe to go to, and then you can subscribe to a particular repo. Okay, that just takes us out. Okay, that's fine. So let's come back over here. Let's go to messages. And if we do a /GitHub help, boom, we get all kind of interesting information. So it looks like we can use subscribe to subscribe to a particular repository or subscribe to an organization. Now we've got a repository, right? We've got our mikigusei.org intro to GitHub Actions talk repository. So why don't we do this? Why don't we come back over here and let's create a channel just for that. So let's create a new channel and we'll call this intro to GitHub, oh, can't type, to GitHub Actions talk. Slack channel for my intro to GitHub Actions talk. And we're going to create it. And we'll add everybody here. So supposedly we can say GitHub or /GitHub subscribe mickeygousset.org/ let's go get the name right. Intro to GitHub Actions talk. Now I'm assuming it's going to prompt me for some sort of authorization. Finish connecting your GitHub account. Connect the GitHub account. Complete sign-in by entering the verification code presented to you post-authentication. Okay, so not knowing what's going to happen, I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to click that Connect GitHub Account button. So it's opening up another window, and it's asking me, do I want to connect my GitHub account to this workspace? And I got a big green Connect GitHub Account button, so I'm going to click it. It's telling me that it wants permission to verify my identity. I'm going to authorize it, and it gave me a verification code. So I'm going to take this verification code and I'm going to enter it, click the enter code and enter that code and submit it. Oh, so I did that. And you'll notice that it said it was successful, but the app is not installed on my repository, or the repository does not exist. So essentially, I don't have the app installed on my repo, which was probably true, because if we come back over to the repo, wait, I have too many windows open. So if we come back over to the repo and we go to settings and we go to integrations, there's no apps tied to this repo. Now, if we go back up to my org and we go to settings, okay, so the app isn't even there. So that's why it's wanting to install the app. Okay, interesting, interesting. All right, let's go install the GitHub app. Let's go to mickeygousset.org. And the question is, do I want the Slack integration allowed to all repositories or only certain repositories? Well, this is actually a good question to ask and something you should consider. Because my understanding is, if I say all repositories, then that means the app has a 15,000 API call per hour rate limit that is basically going to get applied at the org level. Now that's easier to deal with, right? Because anytime I create a new repository, I don't have to add it to the app. But if I do say select specific repositories, then each repository I select has a rate limit of 15,000. So you get more rate limit, but you have more overhead of getting this thing up and running. So we're going to choose that repository and we're going to say install. And so it's trying to take us back to Slack. So let's let it do that. Let's see where it takes us. All right. So you can see that we are now subscribed. This channel will receive notifications for issues, pulls, commits, releases, and deployments. Interesting. Now, I wonder, /GitHub help. Let's come back over here and look at the help. There's probably a way, I would guess. So if I say /GitHub help, there's probably a way to limit. So I can unsubscribe to notifications from the repos. Looks like I can adjust what information or what commits I get subscribed to. I can adjust. Oh, I can close an issue. I can open an issue. Doesn't look like it can necessarily do anything from the standpoint of approving the reviews or not, right? So let's move this window out. Let's move this back into this group of stuff. And that's what I need right there. Let's move this one back into this group of stuff. So after the app's installed, we did subscribe. It's going to authorize. It's going to notify of open, close, and reopen on pull requests. Here we go. This is what I'm interested in. Deployment review notifications for your GitHub Action environments can be tracked end-to-end in your channel or personal app in Slack. You'll be notified when a review is pending, when an approval is completed, and you can see the real-time status of your deployment. These notifications are available as part for deployment feature, which is enabled by default when you subscribe to your repository organization. Yes, we did. So we'll get a pending notification, we'll get a notification completed, and deployment status information. Okay. Well, so far this has been relatively easy to set up. Let's see if this will actually work. So let's come back over to the intro to GitHub Actions. And I don't know if I have a branch. I don't think I have a branch right now. So let's do this. First off, let's go to our channel. There's not much there. So if we go to, will it update if I add a comment to an issue? So let's see. Does Slack update if I add this comment? So we'll click comment. I guess we could look at the rules, right? Excuse me. Issues. Did we get anything? I don't see anything. So notifications. We'll receive notifications for issue. Oh. Huh. I wonder. All right, hold on one second. Gang, I'll be right back. All right. So that didn't make anything show up, but I'm curious about what Enable to receive real-time notifications. I wonder if I haven't done something right. Issues and repositories you subscribe to. Interesting. Just got some notifications. All right, email notifications. But we're not seeing anything over here. Okay, so let's start easy. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's follow the rules, right? We have subscribed to a repository. I bet you there's a way to see the subscription. So let's confirm the subscription. So if we say /GitHub help. All right, fine. Let's come down here. And subscribe, unsubscribe. I figured there'd be like a subscribe list. There we go. /GitHub subscribe list. Not subscribed to it. Okay, so /GitHub subscribe list. Subscribe to this repository. Perfect. So we are subscribed to the repository. So that's positive. All right, so let's go. To receive real-time notifications, you should visit the schedule reminder setting page in GitHub. Edit the settings for the organization you would like to enable notifications for. Add the Slack workspace. You're looking to receive notifications to. GitHub's requesting permission to access the Goose. So basically we're creating the communication. That's fine. Allow. Toggle enable real-time alerts and select the alerts you'd like to receive. Save the settings. Okay. Enable real-time alerts. You're assigned a review. You're assigned your PR is approved. You're made an assignee. Someone comments on your PR. Who am I? So this is happening on my personal account. Huh. Oh, we're just gonna pick it all. Okay, so that we have to set the schedule reminders. Now, can I do that at an org level, or is that purely, let's see, scheduled reminders, Mickey Gousset org. Interesting. So it looks like you can also set a schedule reminder that would go to the Slack workspace. Can I set it at the repo level? No, so it's org level or at the individual level. So if I come back to the org level and I say scheduled reminders and I create a scheduled reminder, so that's going to pick the channel that it would go to, and we only want to do it for intro to GitHub Actions. Ignore draft pull requests, require review requests. Remind authors. So do I have to create that? That's where I'm confused. Configuration. That's just all about setting the filters. Well, I guess we're just going to try it and see what happens. Wait, where did I pick the real time though? Wasn't there like a real time? All right, fine. Let's just do it. So what's my channel name? My channel name is I wonder if I gotta have the pound. Oh, I wonder. Create a reminder. Try to send a test message, but you won't receive a message because no matching pull requests were found, okay? Because this is set at the org level, but only seems to apply to pull requests. Huh. All right. Okay. Has updated a reminder on this channel. Manage reminder. So where does that take me? That takes me back to here. All right, so supposedly, according to the rules, let's open an issue. Screw it. Let's just open an issue. So let's come back in here. Let's go to issues. We're going to create a new issue. Testing Slack. I am testing Slack. And I'm not going to sign the issue. I'm not going to app mention me. I'm just going to submit this issue. And that made it show up. New issue created by Mickey Octodemo. Here's the link to my issue. Now, what happens if I go back to the issue and I do a @Mickey Octodemo testing and I comment? Does that give me any kind of direct message? No, so it looks like it's basically only, and so in theory then, if I come back in here and go to testing and I say closing, and I close with a comment, it's now closed. If we come back to Slack, we see there's a message, hey, it was closed. Okay, so integration appears to be working. So we have a channel where we can see this integration happening, so that's always positive. Hold on one second. So let's go through the real world demo and see what happens. So I'm gonna come back over here and we're gonna go to code, and I've been doing these using the code editor. Let's just do it directly in the web browser right now. So we'll go to my web app, we'll go to views, we'll go to shared and layout, and we're gonna edit layout. And we're going to come down here to where it says Twitch Rocks, and we're going to change this to Slack Rocks. And then down here we will updated menu to say Slack Rocks, and we're going to send that to a branch. We'll send that to the Mickey Octodemo Slack Rocks branch. Oops, Slack Rocks. Ha. Slack Rocks, and we're going to propose this, and so we're going to create this. It's going to create the branch, and then we're going to propose a pull request. Now before we do that, let's go into Actions and make sure we still got those enabled, and we do. And so we're going to, let's go over to Slack first, see if we got anything in Slack. I don't see anything showing up in Slack yet. That's fine. So let's go to and create our pull request. So this is going to create our pull request. Should see it kick off that. And we can see Slack did get an update. And if we go look at that update, then we can see that pull request has opened link to the pull request. We can see status checks. Check that out. We can see the status checks did change to show that they passed. So we can come back over here and we can see that they did pass. So we're going to merge this pull request. Confirm the merge. Delete the branch. Back over in Slack, we're going to see that 2 commits were pushed to main. So we see 2 commits were pushed to main. We see pull request merged happened. I kind of wish we got a notification that showed us that, actions were running, because there is an action running, but there's nothing that notifies us that the action's running, right? This basically gives us pending and gives us status updates. Oh, this will be interesting. This will be interesting. Okay, so we did get deployment. Oh, because we are deploying, so we're deploying to QA and we're deploying to dev. Currently in progress. This is cool. If we come back over to actions, we can see deployments are happening. Nice. And we don't have any updates yet in Slack. You can tell if we get updates in Slack because there's a little star thing that happens here. So the deployments are going to deploy out to Azure. Then we should see Slack get updated. Let's see, deployments are happening still. All right, so there it goes. So here we can see that both deployments happen and now we're waiting for a review. I would have also gotten an email saying, hey, you've got a review. There you go. And so the deployments are green. Deployment into is now waiting on review from one of these people. Now it would be really cool if I could just respond here and say I approve. Hey, look! Somebody joined the stream for a second. That's always awesome. I don't know how long ago you posted that question. As you can see, tail learn code, I have not made any kind of fancy overlays or anything yet. I told myself that if I make it through the month of September and I keep doing this, then I can investigate that, in which case I'm going to have to get with you offline and figure some of that out. What I'm figuring out right now, though, is the whole Slack integration, which is actually pretty darn slick, if I do say so myself. So if I click that, does it take me back? Interesting. Okay. So it takes me there. Takes me to... Where the heck did it just take me? It takes me to the check. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay, got it. So it took me to the step, and then the step where I can review the pending deployment, I can click that link, which is the same thing as if I was out here on the summary page and I said review the deployment. And I'm going to say, hey, I approve. And then that's going to start the deployment into the production slot on Azure. And then we should see Slack update itself saying, hey, everything approved appropriately. So this is interesting. This is sweet. Now, if we come back and look at the README for this app. Oh, wait, what's this say? Oh, there we go. Deployment approved. And it shows who it was approved by, so that's good. And then we move on to actually doing the deployment. Now, if we look at the app and see what else this thing is in theory supposed to do for us. Receive real-time notifications, repository activity, deployment, information. So repository activity by default, I think it's showing, there we go. Open, close, and reopen on pull requests and issues. Push to the default branch. It also notifies of any push directly to the default branch, which is fine, as well as comments on issues or pull requests. But I wasn't seeing comments. So let's let this finish so that we're not doing like 8 things at once. We can see the deployment into prod is successful. Now, the other thing that would be kind of neat for this deployment to prod is you'll notice that in my deployment steps here, I'm actually providing a URL to my deployment. So it would be kind of interesting if that would surface in the Slack message as well. But the comments here do say comments on issues and pull requests. But if I come back over here and I go to, if I create a new issue, testing Slack with issue comments. And I submit this issue, then I should get a notification. Maybe. I thought we did yes, we did. So we got a notification. Now, according to the docs there, then, if I come in here and I go, hey, I wonder if this works. What if I app mention myself? What if I assign to myself? Are we getting anything over here in Slack? Okay, so we're not getting anything in Slack, but you will, when we're not getting, like, the comments aren't showing up in Slack, but the comment count is going up and it's now assigned to me. So if I remove my assignment, can I remove my assignment? Clear assignees. If I clear my assignment and I add one more comment, we should see 3 comments now in Slack. Now, 2. You'll notice though that I was removed. Interesting that the 3rd comment doesn't show up. Huh. I am testing this one more time. And we'll comment. Okay, so it's not updated. Well, what if I assign myself again? Does it pick me back up? Ah, there we go. So that's interesting. So adding new comments didn't immediately make the comment number increase. However, assigning myself triggered something enough to make that increase. So it's got a little bit of flakiness to it, but you know, that's fine. And I'm going to close the issue. And closing the issue should also throw out a little red message saying the issue is closed. All right, so now what I have built is integration with Slack, so that as part of my end-to-end demo, when we're doing a pull request, which is also then going to then trigger deployments, we can come over here to Slack and view the information as it's happening in Slack as well, to see to kind of just have another view. Because honestly, at GitHub we live in Slack, right? That's where we do most of our work. Well, not, I won't say most of our work, but that's where we do a lot of our communication. Not so much email, a little more Slack. So therefore, having this ability is going to be really cool. And you can also set this up with Microsoft Teams, right? So it's the same integration with Microsoft Teams. PR and notification issue cards, deployment and actions, approval notifications. Still can't do the approval from within Slack itself, and that's something I think that would be kind of nice. However, it's still better than nothing, I guess. Sweet. Okay. So, well, now I've got to remind myself. So let's come back out here to my open issues that are in this talk right now. And it's not really a cleanup issue. It's going to be an enhancement issue, but it's an enhancement issue that I definitely want to make sure I add. Let's see. Let's edit this real quick. And these would be nice to have. And this is going to be definitely, I can't ever spell definitely. And this is going to be Slack integration with end-to-end demo. So remember, this is going to be a demo that I show at the Atlanta Code Camp here in a couple of weeks. And I'm trying to add some extra flair to it if I can. Now, some of the things you see here in the nice to have category are probably all going to be, are also going to be stuff that we add to the advanced version of this talk. So I have an intro talk and I have an advanced talk. But at this point, and this is also a public repository, right? So if you come out here to this public repository, you have access to all the workflows. You have, I'm trying to write up individual demo scripts for each workflow to help you get started. I haven't written up the one for demo 5 yet, which is the end-to-end one. But my next one, I think, that I wanted to work on that I need to finish adding is this one. And this actually needs to be demo 6. So let's edit this. And this is me wanting to make it interactive. You can't spell definitely either. I can't do it. I have to always do the spell check. And yes, I will be at Atlanta Code Camp. So I'm very looking forward to hopefully catching some sessions as well as showing off this particular session. Now the next demo I have to build, which I'm probably going to save and work on tomorrow or this weekend, is the what's usually the final one, which is allowing interactiveness with the audience where they could say star this repo and change the color of that light bulb. And I'm going to be bringing a portable light bulb with me with a little travel router. So hopefully this is all just going to work. But that's what I've got to work on next is I've got the travel router set up and I got to get the light bulb connected to it. And then we got to figure out the commands to be able to access the light bulb to be able to build that out. And it's a great demo that also shows off things you can do with GitHub Actions that are more than just CI/CD. Sweet, you're going to be there too. Excellent. Well, you will have to definitely find me. And next time I'm in Louisville, hopefully I can come hang out at the Louisville.NET user group again, because that was a lot of fun. All right. Well, this was just a kind of an impromptu stream. I wanted to play around with the Slack stuff. It looks like I've got it working for the most part, so that's good. So we're going to have to obviously integrate this a little more in with the actual talk. So the goal over the next few streams is we're going to get the light bulb working. We're going to update our slide deck a little bit, and then we're going to do a couple of end-to-end runs. And I'd love for y'all to watch the end-to-end runs and get some feedback. I am thinking I'm going to maybe even add a couple of more demos and remove even a couple of more slides. Because you've got to have some slides because this is an intro talk. So we've got to cover the basics of to make sure people understand some of the concepts. But demos are always fun. So I may try to add a couple more demos in it as well. But that's kind of my goal over the next few streams. I've also got my YouTube channel that you can go hit where I'm trying to put at least one video a week up there. I'm also taking all of my streams and making copies of them and putting them up at the YouTube channel as well. So, feel free to go check that out. And as usual, hit me up on Twitch. Hit me up with any questions you have. I'll be happy to try to answer them. Well, Tail Learn Code, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Anyone else who didn't join, you missed out. But I will be doing this for sure again at my regular time, which is 8 p.m. Central U.S. time on Sundays. And don't be surprised though if I don't throw some random streams out there while I'm just doing some stuff this weekend. So if you want to keep track of that, follow me on Twitter. I'll make sure I always throw it out there on Twitter, or follow me here and you think you get a notification as well. All right, I appreciate it, everybody. Hope you have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.